Hello and welcome. For today's video, we're going to be giving you a look at this, the Lynk Co 09, a mid-size SUV that's hiding some pretty interesting secrets under its champagne-colored skin. Let's get started. I'm not very good at keeping secrets, so let's just cut straight to the chase. Underneath of this car is the SPA, that's Scalable Product Architecture. Very sexy name, but that's not the important part. The important part is that this platform was co-developed by Geely and Volvo and debuted in 2014 underneath the Volvo XC90. Since then, it has been used to underpin a number of other vehicles, including the XC60, S90, and even the Polestar 1. This is the first time it's been used underneath of a Lynk Co product. With that in mind, it's important to note that while both Lynk Co and Volvo are part of the Geely family, they have a very different marketing position, especially here in China. Lynk Co is, in my opinion at least, above the Geely brand itself, but it's definitely not positioned as a luxury brand the way that Volvo is. As such, I'm not expecting Volvo levels of luxury. I'm also not expecting Volvo prices, and it definitely delivers on that. The mild hybrid version of this car starts at $40,000 US or so. This version, the PHEV, starts at $47,000 US, and this highly spec'd version comes in around $54,000 US. But enough about context, let's talk about how this thing looks. Bold is definitely one word you could use to describe the styling of this car and every other car from Lynk Co. This vertical upper DRL and horizontal lower headlight have become a signature of the brand, and I think that it's put to good use when integrated into this large front grille on the 09. This isn't the first time we've seen this kind of faux air outlet on the side of an SUV, but this is the first time I've seen it in a material quite like this. From a distance, it just looks like black plastic, a matte black plastic, but when you get closer, you realize it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. It doesn't really feel particularly high quality when you get close and touch it, but I think it adds a bit of subtle visual flair to the design, and you can see it all over the exterior, from here on the side, up around the greenhouse, and even on the front end. Around back, you have a very distinctive, fully enclosed rear taillight assembly, including a big old chrome Lynk Co logo. That might not be to everybody's taste, but what I do think is to most people's taste at least, is this big quad exhaust setup. Now, interestingly, this quad exhaust is available not just on this top range, more powerful PHEV version, it's also available on the mild hybrid version as well. This car does have 3 rows. There are both 6- and 7-seater versions. This is a 6-seater, but even though it is a 3-row vehicle at more than 5 meters in length, it still has a decent amount of space behind the rear seats. It seems that the fine people at Lynk Co have gone with the more is more attitude when it comes to the number of screens inside of this car. In addition to the 12.3-inch instrument cluster screen that you have, which, by the way, I really like. I like how big it is, and I like the clarity of the display and the different layouts you can have. You also have a 12.8-inch center screen. Again, the UI, pretty intuitive, easy to use. But below that, you've got 3 more screens. Not only do you have a 6-inch screen here in between these 2 knobs that is used for controlling air conditioning and other functions, you also have screens in those 2 knobs, 1.4-inch tiny little screens. Those are also very easy to use, and while that is a lot of screens, I found that I adapted to them pretty quickly. Space is copious both for driver and passenger, and these nice Alcantara and leather-lined seats are also very, very comfortable and highly adjustable as well. The material quality overall is quite good. I think the opinions will be a bit divided when it comes to this, how do I put it, pressed carbon fiber / digital camo / whatever pattern here on the dashboard. The only thing that I think lets this car down in terms of the materials is up here on the upper dash and the upper door panel. This stuff looks like styrofoam, and it feels only slightly softer.
The 09 comes in 3 basic equipment levels: Pro, Halo, and the range-topping Ultra trim. At $53,000 US, our Halo test car was far from cheap, but it has pretty much every feature you would expect to see at that price, including automatic parking, a level 2 driver assistance system, heated and cooled front seats, a heads-up display, and more. Opting for the Ultra version will get you even more equipment as standard, including Napa leather interior trim and a more advanced driver assistance system with Traffic Jam Pilot.
As I mentioned before, this car is over 5 meters in length, so second row passengers also have a decent amount of leg room. What they don't have, at least in our car, is the ability to control the air conditioning here in the second row. You do, though. Get a nice little sunshade. Third row passenger space, let's see here. This is a 6-seater version, so the width of the seats themselves is actually quite good. However, legroom is, unsurprisingly, at a premium here in the third row. Smaller adults can make short trips, but this is probably going to be left for the kiddies, mostly. You do get your own cup holder on each side and a USB port over here on the right.
In addition to sharing a platform with several Volvo models, the 09 also shares its 2 powertrain options. All versions of the 09 are all-wheel drive and make use of an 8-speed Aisin automatic transmission. The T5 version combines a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder with a 48-volt mild hybrid system, while the T8 version that we are driving today adds a rear-mounted electric motor and an 18.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack. That battery pack provides an estimated 80 kilometers of pure electric range. Not only that, but the 4-cylinder and rear electric motor make a combined 317 kilowatts and 659 newton-meters of torque, aka 431 horsepower and 490 pound-feet.
The 09 benefits greatly from that rear-mounted electric motor, which provides instantaneous thrust as it pushes this thing to 100 kilometers per hour in a claimed 5.6 seconds. Plenty fast for a car this big. The 8-speed transmission works well with the combination of the electric motor and the engine, though it does get a bit confused when you're trying to do multi-gear downshifts during hard acceleration. This car does not come with the optional adjustable air suspension. That is only available as an added cost option on even the most expensive trim level, the Ultra trim level. It does have double wishbone front suspension and multi-link in the rear, and it delivers a pretty costed ride. I suspect that the air suspension would be useful for tamping down some of the body roll that I'm feeling.
There are 5 drive modes, including pure electric, hybrid, power, individual, and off-road. They work much as you would expect, with pure electric mode allowing you to maximize your EV range, and hybrid relying more on the 2-liter turbo. Hybrid is also essentially the default comfort mode for steering, throttle, and shifting. Power mode is the sportiest, but it also increases steering effort to a somewhat unnecessary degree.
Of course, the question on many viewers' minds is probably, does it drive like a Volvo? The short answer is no, it does not. These different brands have their own unique identity. I would say that the 09 has softer inputs than any Volvo that I've ever driven. That's the steering, the brakes, the throttle. It's all a little bit lower effort and soft. The Volvos, on the other hand, have a much more, how should I say, a sense of solidity to them that makes sense for a luxury brand. So where does that leave this car? Is it a cheaper version of a Volvo or a more expensive version of a Geely? The answer is, I think, neither. It's a Lynk Co. 09, and that's good enough.